This is a moment for you to own, Marc.
It
Get out of there, my boy.
doesn't happen often, but I'm with Brook on this one. Zoe Hobbs spoke about her. My takeaway is, boys, she is not as fast as what we thought.
I've got 2 double passes to give away to the Super Round at the end of April.
It's showtime, baby.
Hand records on my demo. Did y'all boys not get the memo? Did y'all boys not get the memo?
What I say? Clockwork. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang! Y'all know that was finished. We're going to fight. Last name ever, first name greatest.
Do I play on or not?
It's far from over. All right.
Good morning, lads. Hey, we are the best. Say it to the time, say it to the. I'm gonna have to learn it because we're gonna win a lot more games. Woo! Okay, I need to learn the lyrics of that because the way we are looking right now, that's a song that we're gonna sing a lot more this year.
Yeah, how nice is it just to open a show on a Monday morning? Off the back of dubs.
We averaged 40. Yo, we averaged 40 for the Waz.
Oh,
We scored 120 points over 3 games.
you know how hard.
40. But how many 40-point games does Shaun Johnson have in his career?
Well, I was going to even go one further than you. I was going to say, you know how hard it was to win in the NRL back in my day? Now I'm watching these blokes just go out there and do it as casual as you like. Bloody piss me off. But nah, what a treat it is for the boys to put on a show again. Just so happy for the whole club, the whole nation. Waz Nation.
We're going to talk about the Waz a lot. We are going to talk about the Waz a lot.
to.
Yeah, but we have a lot more to get through on the show. We are going to do a bracket of the most clutch moments in sporting history, which I've watched, I've seen. I was sitting there last night going, this is what sport's about.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
And so I have orchestrated with the help of some of the boys here and their
This is going to be a good one,
their
bro.
professions and their expertise, some of their favorite moments. So we can get that on the show. Lima Sopoaga.
Yeah.
Lima Sops.
Man, Super Rugby's starting to take shape, boys. Well, I'm going to say, I think some teams are really starting to dip their nose out in front now. All right? Because what Sop said last week, it was kind of too early, maybe? To really tell?
When you going to say something, Sops?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
come
gotta
on
say
now.
something this week
You want to
now,
step into this
Sops?
space, you got to be opinionated, Sops. Come on.
Marc, you also got something for us?
Do I?
Oh, I don't know. It's on the sheet. I don't know if you do, but it's in the sheet.
No. Those are just some questions I was going to throw past Shaun, but I actually don't need those because Shaun wants to talk about the Gordy situation.
Oh, do I?
Gorden Tallis. Yep.
Look,
Are you going to go there?
It's your story. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's been a massive topic of discussion all week. So we got to touch on it, give our opinion on it, eh?
Absolutely. Marc, what's going on, man?
Hey, I just need your opinion on it, boys. I'm going to put you in my shoes and I want to see how you reacted. So
I don't want your shoes.
over the weekend, I was on duty. Ava's taking part in Kapahaka for Mags, and they had a marae stayover.
I saw that on her TikTok. I didn't like that, Marc. I didn't like that at all.
No. Here's the thing, though, right? As a parent, you're not there just to do the drop-offs. You know, you got to do some of the hard mahi in the background as well. And my wife and I decided we would help with the first lunch. So we were on helping make the lunch. Now on the menu was chicken rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Bit of coleslaw or
One
salad,
of my favorites.
Butter.
bit of cheese, bit of butter, bit of mayo.
You put cheese in there?
Yeah.
No.
Bougie. It was some bougie grated
No.
cheese that was all ready to roll, right? And as I arrived in the kitchen, panic had set in. Someone had forgotten the chickens.
Oh, you need the rotisserie chicken,
The
baby.
rotisserie chickens were not on site. So everyone looked around, and for some reason, the mutual gaze all came to me.
Oh,
and I
Superman
was
put
like,
on his cape.
Now, gentlemen, what are you doing in that situation? Are you standing on business and telling him, look, they're eating vegetable rolls. That's what these are. Or
bro, Marc.
what is your go-to?
Can I just say, was it like potluck? Like you had to bring an ingredient to contribute to the making of, like who was on bringing
So
chickens? What was this?
Fees have been paid.
Yeah.
And the school also helps cover. So ultimately, someone had gone out and done the shopping and brought it all back.
But forgotten the main ingredient.
But
Marc.
the chicken wasn't to be found.
So, as a master of getting out of things,
Tell me what it is.
they
that you would
put
do
it
in
on
my
the platter for you here, mate. There is jobs that need to be done. The easiest job is going down to the supermarket and grabbing 10 chickens. You can take your time with that. You can put on a podcast. You can play yourself some songs, where you get a little break from the kids.
Yeah.
Come back like the man with with paper bags full of chicken. Like this
Yeah.
is a moment for you to own, Marc.
I
Get
just-
out of there, my boy.
Doesn't happen often, but I'm with Brook on this one.
Oh.
Why? Talk to us about how it unfolded.
Gentlemen, tearing up hot chickens is the worst thing I can possibly like. And I've done it before in for the same group. I've been there and been the only one tearing up 10 chickens, and they are rotisserie chickens, so the oil burns your fingertips. I had swollen fingertips for about 6 days afterwards. So you know what I did? I stood in front of all the wahine that were in the kitchen. I was the only dude standing in there, and I was like, you know what am I going to do? I'm going to go and get cold ham. So I went and did ham. I switched it up.
Oh, nah.
I switched it up. They became ham rolls.
No need.
Ham
No
rolls.
need for that type of thing.
Along with the salad and the cheese.
Okay, look, I don't want to sound ungrateful. I don't mind a ham roll. Can I just ask you though? Did you get like the pre-made packet deli ham, or did you get it from the deli? Like, you know, you get the ones that are just the
Down the other
beehive
end,
on the shelf.
Sure.
Down by the milk.
Or did you go, can I have 600 grams of your premium shaved ham?
We were already 10 minutes late for lunch. I grabbed so many of those beehive hams off the shelf. Like, people, have you ever seen anyone clear out an entire rack of beehive ham?
No, because there's a reason people don't do that, Marc.
sure.
That's
So
crazy.
here I was. Anyways, it was to my advantage though, because ham was on special at the time.
There
Look at
it
this
is.
guy, eh?
Yeah.
But I got the wrong ham to begin with. It wasn't the one on special, so I ended up having to stack a whole heap of ham back up on the shelf. Pull up
Embarrassing,
it,
eh?
yeah, and save the day.
Bro, Ava's going to be at the back now. Ava, no, third line now.
Yeah.
Why? But why? Oh, no, you can't sing. No, it's your dad.
I tell you, these swollen fingertips, I'm still recovering from the last time I tore hot chickens apart. So no, they went for the hammer, and I was the hero of the day. I went back to collect Ava at the end of the day, and it was like,
Diabolical.
yeah, did it.
Bro, so did you have to, sorry, this is because I saw Ava's TikTok, and I didn't like that it was just her and boys and girls, but it was like the mattress.
The mattresses
The
were
mattress
everywhere.
room, mattresses room, and were you there? Is that where you are now? You got to just let them
Nah, well, you know
do the
what?
wānanga.
You do have, you've got a certain amount of years, I believe, in a child's life to install morals, and then you just got to back yourself. that
It's
you
a hard
installed the right
goodbye you got to
morals.
say there, though,
That's
isn't it?
How old's Ava?
She's 14 now.
Oh, she's in that zone. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
in the zone.
Not helping, lad.
Nah.
Not helping, lad.
No, as a girl dad, honestly, you've literally got to.
I'm hearing you. I'm taking notes right now, Marc. So, yeah, I
Sean's
like...
got 3 on the way.
That's it.
Can we get into the show?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm stressing you all out.
Oh.
Let's do it, and let's start with our weekend takeaways.
Play on.
Time for our weekend takeaways, gentlemen. Who wants to go first? I'm happy to. I'm happy to if that's.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kick it off,
Go
man.
on.
So over the weekend, I got to watch a lot of sport, which was nice.
It was a good weekend, eh?
Yeah, but my biggest takeaway, and it was one that lands close to my heart, is over the weekend in Los Angeles, they had the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. So flag football's taken a lot of it's growing in popularity. It's because it's going to be an Olympic sport, right? So especially in America, it's really got popular, and globally it's got popular as well. I found myself out west in Auckland here watching my niece playing in flag football as well. So it was a big footy kind of weekend for me. But the thing that blew me away is in this Fanatics Flag Football Classic, they had 2 teams stacked with NFL players, and I'm talking stacked. Current players and some of the players who have played in the past, the likes of Tom Brady, who still got it, might I add.
Yep,
he was singing the ball. And then a couple of celebrities jumped in as well, but they were playing against Team USA, which is the team that would technically be representing them in world tournaments.
Yep.
I can't stress to you enough how blown away I was at how different the body type is of a flag football player to an NFL football player.
Yeah.
And it took me back to like a really good rugby sevens player. The body type is different. It's a fitness thing. They seem to carry less weight. But when it comes down to flag football to a NFL player, the difference in body shape was huge.
Yeah.
To the point that that Team USA team put 106 points on 2 teams that they played against over the weekend. 106 to 44 was the total points that was for and against.
Oh,
For
so
this
they're
flag football
locked
team.
down on D2.
They made NFL superstars look like us when we tried to, well, me in particular, when we went and tried to play netball last season. Do you know what I mean? Slow, lumbersome.
Yeah.
The difference in body type, the difference in play, it was just a completely different sport. Now, I only say this is because I think a lot of pro players think that they can take a step into someone else's arena
Yeah.
and just like they'll just just do it because you're just naturally athletic.
Yeah, we know all about that.
Who are you talking to, Marc?
No, I'm just saying. But
Who
to
you
see
yelling
it,
at right now?
to see it in real time with actual millionaire NFL players
The face of the leagues.
being toased up by dudes who are like, obviously this is the sport that they've specialized in, and they're wanting to try and get gold medals. The NFL players all want to try and make this flag football team.
Yeah.
There's no shot any of them would make the actual flag football team after seeing that.
What you said, Tom Brady's still slinging it. Now, the body types, I'm guessing, are pretty evident in the roles of receivers, even, I don't know if they've got cornerbacks, linebackers, whatever their makeup is, right? So the physical movements, right?
Yes.
But for someone like a Tom Brady, who's a quarterback, who's got to stand and deliver, bit taller, sling that thing, would he still not be able to walk in and take the quarterback role for Team USA? And at his disposal, are these weapons that are built for flag football?
I don't believe he could. I don't believe he
so
could.
even the quarterback for flag
the
football
GOAT?
was just like...
There is one player who has actually played up during his age group. Plays for, what's his name? He plays for the Washington Commanders. Anyway, that player there, he played for one of the teams as well. And you could see he'd played before, right?
Yeah.
So it's just the dynamics of the game. The game of American football is all sort of one way. Whereas in flag football, you're passing it behind you. It looks a lot like rugby.
Yeah, I still feel like if Lamar Jackson wanted to go win a gold, I'd be taking him in Team USA as the
slow,
quarterback.
bro. Lumbersome. Slow.
Really?
Yeah, they're just so slow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like watching people playing in mud against players who were just so light, fleet-footed. And it was refreshing to know that, America, you may be paying these guys millions and millions of dollars, and these guys are getting paid next to nothing to play flag football, but they are so much better at their sport than you are.
Yeah.
What do you do? You want the
That's a
faces
great
at the
takeaway.
Olympics.
There. You would want the faces at
You
the
want the
Olympics.
Jalen Hurts and the Patty Mahomes and the Jamar Chases up there?
And give them a couple of weeks to train and learn new offenses and stuff like that. Maybe it happens. But for me, that's where I sat. That was my biggest takeaway. Hey, you may be good at your sport.
Yeah.
Don't think you're going to go in and bully someone else at their sport.
Well said.
My
What do you
quick
got, Brook?
takeaway, Lima's going to join us a little bit later on the show, so this is a bit of a rugby one. But I am a Hurricanes fan, and this is a quick one today. Allow me to just have this moment. But the Hurricanes are the real deal. Bro, the Hurricanes are the real flipping deal. They put up a 50-piece up against the Highlanders. Bro, Cam Roigard, dare I say it, might be the best halfback in the world. He goes, Cam passed it out to Ruben, who passed it out to Geordie, who passed it out to Billy. Billy done scored the try. Bro, we got All Blacks across the park. Oh, man, it's a good time to be a fan from Wellington because you get the Hurricanes running so well and you get the Warriors doing it too, bro. It's like...
I can't wait to ask...
Yes!
I can't wait to ask Sops around Ruben Love at 10.
Same.
And the potential and the future that has for the All Blacks, because obviously I love the attack, right? And watching some of his craft, like watching him just commit, like that play, Roigard to Love, crossfield bullet pass, kick, on the
money, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm looking at that stuff going, okay, here's a bloke who wants to play his eyes up.
Yeah.
And is that where we're heading? Are we looking at a more like a Richie Moe,
Expansive.
like a more expansive first five now? So
And he came out and said he wanted to play 10 too.
Well, he's always been a 10. He was moved to 15 due to just try and fit everyone in.
I want to get Sops take, eh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So quick one for me, but Hurricanes, real deal this year, baby.
Love it. Hey, I won't be too long either, but Zoe Hobbs spoke about her. My takeaway is, boys, she is not as fast as what we thought. Nah. I'm doing- No, I'm doing- Sorry, let me just say this. Now, my takeaway is, okay. and
You
this
better
is-
save this.
No, yeah, I will.
Hey, you better save this now.
Zoe, you're a freak, all right? No, don't you guys do this to me, all right?
Nick's just clip that part.
Tongue in cheek. But I thought I understood small margins, fine margins in rugby league. All right, but hear me out on this. Zoe Hobbs places 10th in the world at the indoor track meet. Now, she was 0.04 seconds off a finals berth. But it's okay. So what is that? What is like a 0.04? You couldn't even stop your phone that fast, right? Like if you were to do it on your timer, can you? It's like, boom, boom. Can you? Should we actually try that?
Oh, we got time. Hold on.
That's what.
You only get one chance, you bloody cheater.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Hold on.
And you got to take your finger off the phone, obviously. Here we go. No. What
can't
is it? 0.04. No, I got 0.18.
Yeah, I've only got 0.0.
Oh, Hendo got 0.04. So how fast did you... That was like bang, bang, right? Like that is... Talk about small margins,
wow.
boys.
0.07.
Crazy, eh? That's how far off she was from a finals berth, which instantly puts her
Having-
inside, the top 10 or whatever they... that'd be top 8, wouldn't it?
Having raced her, I do understand that she probably just had an off day too. I've seen it.
Yeah,
firsthand,
she sort of came out and said like she wasn't able to carry over her domestic form into obviously the world stage. But
and sometimes you just need someone in that race like me, just to really bring the best out of you.
You really tampered with her form. Yeah, celebrate that, bloke. That's crazy work. Here she is racing plebs like you.
I'm the reason.
But
sorry, Zoe.
I will say this, Zoe, like, it just shows you, right, what she's up against. 0.04 seconds off a finals berth.
Yeah.
But 10th in the world nonetheless. Super impressive. That was my takeaway. Man, small margins on the world stage. Hey,
Love that.
Let's go.
Play on.
As a residential basketball head, it is a badge that I wear with tremendous honor. And
Residential.
basketball head? Is that wrong?
As you were, sorry.
No, I feel like I've
Get
said that
back
wrong.
into your flow.
But it's a badge that I wear with honor, and one of the key pillars of the basketball year is March Madness. For those who don't know, college basketball is it's like where legends are made. Michael Jordan, for the first time that the world got to see him, March Madness. You know, some of the biggest moments.
Steph Curry.
Steph was incredible
Davidson,
at Davidson when he went on that run. Derrick Rose was great at Memphis. But basically what they have is a bracket tier system in March, and the last person alive is the winner of March Madness. So I thought, with that in mind, let's do a greatest clutch moments in sporting history, bracket style, on our show.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I've asked the boys.
Dots are being joined right now.
I've asked the boys for their expertise. So Neeks and Hendo with football, Marc with the NFL, Shaun with golf. Actually, Shaun, bring up your text, please. Guys, you got to hear this. You got to hear this.
Oh, I want to shoot myself, bro. Why did I give you this?
I text Shaun yesterday at 3:11 p.m. Just a simple text. What would you say is the most clutch play in golfing history? The text that I got back was well-crafted, orchestrated, deliberate. The way that this man loves the game of golf, I will never question that ever again, lad. Ever again.
Can you just let us know what the first few words are?
Well, the first one is fuck. But spelt with an A, so technically you're allowed to say that.
Oh.
Then, Shaun, I won't do this the justice it deserves.
Okay.
So can you read out the text?
Well, okay. I didn't know that going to be aired out on our potty, by the way.
Always
so
content, lad.
Appreciate it, lad. But I just said to him, where do you start?
Oh, and I can imagine Shaun just sitting into it. Here we go, lad.
So I'm out by the pool, right? Kids are in there splashing around. I'm chilling. And then I get this message. I go, oh, my God. I sort of sit up instantly. I go, wait, hang on.
Yeah, here we
what
go.
are we doing here? What are we doing? I go, well, where do you start? And then I just go on to say, Tiger comes to mind straight away. Has to be in a major also, as they're the biggest. Masters in particular, because that's the most prestigious. You know, so here I'm filtering through moments, right? And me cogs in me here to start to turn. I'm not going to... Do I read the whole thing?
I'll
just go...
Keep going for now.
Okay, I just said, look, he hit this chip on 16 in the early 2000s. I didn't know what year it was. I just remember I was like around that sort of 15, 16. It could have been anywhere in there. When he was short side... I remember he was on the short side of the bunker, short side of the flag. So I go, he was short-sighted and tied for the lead at the Masters. I know it's iconic because it's the one where the ball hangs on the edge of the cup and then drops.
And you see the Nike.
Right? You guys know that ad I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's used around the world still to this day. All right? And then I go, also Tiger, like in 2019, right? It was this comeback tournament. Like,
Finally gets it back. We're all
If we could win the Masters in 2019, we're going like, oh my God, Tiger was the greatest ever. So that moment, and he hit a tee shot on 16, which was iconic because he played this hole so many times, executed the shot, hits it up to the right-hand side of the green. He knows that it filters down to the hole.
Look at it. I love it.
Oh, I know. All right. I'm starting to
boy.
rise now. But then I also go, well, Rory at the Masters just gone last year, boys. All right? That was the tournament.
Finally, right? Got it.
He could collect a Grand Slam, all right? But etch his name in history, right? He chased this prestigious event for so long and eluded him for like 15 or 16 years, all right? So
the pressure, right?
Right, the pressure. Now, he hit multiple good shots in this tournament. One was on the Sunday, I said. I know it was down the stretch. I don't know what hole it was, but ended up left off the tee, hit this beautiful high draw, gets it pin high. It was just like, oh, my God, bro. Please win this event. But then in the playoff hole, okay, with Justin Rose, he'd just gone off. He just had a bit of scarring from that hole because he actually bogeyed it to actually go back into a playoff. He then plays the hole again, hits a beautiful drive, and then his approach shot, bro. Justin Rose doesn't hit the ball as far as Rory does, so he had to watch Justin stick one fairly close. And I'm thinking, oh my God, if there's ever a moment.
Now cometh the hour.
He hits a beautiful pitching wedge in there or whatever it was. It's just a wedge shot in there, and it trickles back to the hole, puts it in, makes birdie, wins the Masters. So there we have it. Anyway, those are some of the moments that come to my mind. I don't know we'd be talking about it right now. So as you were, get back to your segment.
I replied, and I truly mean this now. Now you've said it out loud because I feel the passion. But I said, I hope someone loves me as much as you love golf one day. And after hearing you say it out loud, even more so.
Don't clip this on socials. Kayla doesn't watch our show, but if you put it on socials, she'll see it and she'll roll her eyes for sure. So just leave this off socials.
So I want us to do a bracket of some of the biggest clutch moments. Clutch moments is the key in sporting history. I think we have to start with March Madness, and this is probably the most iconic moment in March Madness. It's out of respect that we start here. So here it is.
Hands it off. Yeah. Okay.
Like,
way to set the tone.
I just can't begin to tell you how much your life changes when you make that shot.
Yeah.
You never pay for dinner ever again. Your education is probably going to be free. Your kids' education going to be free. You just beat North Carolina, who is like, it goes, Michael Jordan went to North Carolina. You know, so like the trajectory of the game changes forever. That there, I don't know if it's going to win, but I just want to show a little bit of respect to March Madness.
Yeah.
And we're going to put it in.
Okay.
That is going up against, however, though, you just spoke about it.
Oh, boys. This is the chip on 16, short-sided, by the way.
Bro, and it stops.
Here it comes.
Look at it go.
Like,
Look at it go.
Life. Have you ever... Listen.
Bro, you know.
Oh, why I just... Brook, you summed this up perfectly for me yesterday in response.
Yeah.
Brook said, you know what makes this, like, a moment? Is because you know it wasn't a fluke. It was 100% skill. Because if you watch for the 4 minutes leading into that shot,
yes, bro.
He is standing up on the green. He is looking back at his ball. He is taking every bit of information into account. Even the cut of rough behind the ball is higher than what his ball was sitting on. But every element of detail, Tiger had to like.
He weighed it up, eh?
Oh,
You know when
that was the perfect way to sum it up, eh?
So when I'm watching him do that, I think like he's not seeing what we're seeing. You know when like Iron Man puts on Jarvis and then he can see different things? Bro, that's how Tiger sees it,
Yeah,
bro.
so 100% skill, 0% fluke.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's what I love about that moment. Yeah, well
Okay,
said.
so those two are head-to-head. Okay, Mark, I'm kind of like out of this, but you two decide what goes through.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one. So you guys decide right now which one goes through out of those two, Jenkins or Tiger Woods.
With all due respect, it has to be Tiger, sure.
Yeah, Tiger at the Masters. I'm going to go Tiger at the Masters.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
But
All right.
to be fair, the only thing that wasn't to win Tiger the Masters.
That
But
piece
that-
of commentary's helped it too.
Yeah,
That's
but that
legendary.
Nike ball
they were
sitting.
tied. They were tied at that point, and he put that in to take the lead
Yeah.
going into 17 and 18. So still such a clutch moment, right?
For sure.
Short-sighted. He could have easier bogeyed that, and it's a different story.
Oh, one of the great. Okay, we're on the board. Tiger Woods goes through. This is the second round. We bring this one a little closer to home. Shaun, can you commentate this one?
Oh. Okay, so what you'll see here is Wembley in front of 60,000.
Talk about it.
The hopes of a nation.
Talk
The
about
nation's up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Get the goosey in the air and whack! Woo! What a try!
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't play
you
the
can-
kick.
you can have
We
that.
don't even need to see the kick to actually win us the game.
You can
We're
have it.
talking about kids to this day still remember where they were. Just probably in the living room of their house, 3 in the morning. I'm telling you, lads, it's going to be hard to beat.
Bro, let me tell you, I was in.
And I'm not biased.
I was in. Mark, do you remember where you were? I'm not trying to glaze you right now, but here's
Right, yeah.
Krispy Kreme. I got 6 of them.
Fill
Bro,
me
I
in.
was in Cairns. So it's later, you know. It was more like 1 o'clock in the morning that I had to get up for this, and it was a shambles. Like it was a tough game to get around, right? I get to the end. I didn't really know you at this point too.
Yeah.
But I jump out. Come on! I was really, and then I got to know you, and I just thought wasted on a good.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sit down. Marto, I want to know, because you're out and out league, a fanatic. You
I
still
remember it
buzz
was-
out when
yeah.
When Joey Tarpany walks past you in the tunnel, all right? Here we go.
I never
Give
want
me
to lose
something.
that.
Hey,
I
shut
never
up to
wanna
Tars,
lose that. I never want to lose that. You know what? I do remember it. I remember I was watching in my lounge, and I remember it was one of those ones where I couldn't convince the rest of the family to get up. Not a big league family.
Yeah,
as
that's
such.
fine.
And having that pressure not to make too much noise because it was an early morning game. But absolutely blowing that out and not caring at all for my family in that moment. Just screaming, screeching, noises that I shouldn't be able to hit as a grown man.
Can I just say before we get to the next star, because I'm sure it's going to trump it, but I just want to say this is actually one of the coolest takeaways I have from creating moments like that, is hearing people's stories of where they were at that time.
Yeah,
and I still get it, and I realise how old I was when you're playing with some of your teammates coming through, and they go, I remember, bro, I was at primary school, and I'm going, okay, shush now. But you know, that whole thing around, like, I love hearing people's experience of a moment that obviously I'm in there doing it, but what it meant to them. So
it's so much. I get it.
Man, next time you see Shaun, will you tell him I was watching the game and, mate, he's just that way. He put that right, then that left, and leave it with me, lad.
Okay, let's get back to the bracket. What do you
Okay,
got?
so that's the first one of this side of the bracket. It is going up against Marc. Can you please commentate this one?
Ah, yes. This one here is a beauty.
Yeah.
Look at the score.
Yeah.
Look at the time on the clock.
Super Bowl.
Remember, this is Eli Manning and Super Bowl. He's not the most athletic. Look at this. Somehow gets out of the hands of the defenders. This is against the Tom Brady-led Patriots. Threw up an absolute, just dream of a
Hail Mary.
It was a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
It was everything. David Tyree, I remember it so distinctly. I was watching this at Old Bank Arcade at the little bar that was sitting there. I was watching it on the screen.
D4.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that. And David Tyree grabbed it with one hand and could have jammed it against his helmet. Now, that wasn't the winning play, but it kept the drive alive, and he ended up passing. I think it was to Plaxico Burress, Eli Manning, to win the Super Bowl.
And they go on to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Against Tom Brady.
Against Tom Brady. And I think that moment, because you asked me the same, he texted me, and I gave him a really quick one, quick text back going, I'd probably the helmet catch. And I think that moment it gets even more and more notorious because of how great Tom Brady went on to be.
Yeah.
And it sort of stalled his ability to
That's
win.
a good point.
Yeah. So that, to me, is America's football's greatest.
Tom might have had 8.
Tom might have had 8.
Tom might have got 8,
Yeah,
bro.
Eli snuck in there and grabbed a couple of Super Bowls during the Tom Brady era.
Okay, look, I'm out of this, so this is on you two.
Nah,
Which one
I
do you
feel
guys wanna
like
put
I'm out
through?
of this too. You got a guy over there who loves both sports,
okay.
right? So
I
I
hear
just think, Martua, you choose. No hard feelings. Seriously, brother. Like, this is for the bracket.
Shawnee, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you on this one. Only because that wasn't the winning play for them, and yours was leading to the
there you
conversion.
go.
There you go.
There you go. Give me some. Give me some. Okay, you go through. You go through. Okay, you go through on one side. I hope you're still staying with us.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to the other side of the bracket now, okay? First up, this one to me, and Marc, you can play it out. It is just so iconic. And, yeah. I'm thinking, as one of his biggest fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way Izzy landed that, bro, from the God. You know, sometimes it's just like the gods are with you on that day.
Bro,
To Alex Pereira, bro. And
this
the run that
guy's-
he's got. Shama, my dude, Shama. Like,
bro, this guy's actually the man, eh?
He
And this is
is,
so good. When's he
bro.
back? He's back really
This
soon.
Sunday.
This week, eh?
yeah, this Sunday, bro.
Oh, perfect timing. Who's he up against?
Piper. He's not ranked as highly,
Yeah,
but
but-
Izzy will fight anyone, bro, you know?
That was...
I remember that.
Oh, I remember that,
I remember
100%.
jumping out of my seat. I remember being like,
Did anyone else feel like we needed it just as much as Izzy
Yeah.
needed
the
it?
timing of it.
Yeah.
We all felt as fans
What a
were like,
story,
this
eh?
has to happen.
Bro, and,
Yeah.
then he closed it with the ha. Like, he read the moment. He understood how big the moment was, and he added to it. Like,
I love the dude, eh?
I do too, bro.
I think I just like how he's just unapologetically himself too.
Yeah.
Isn't conformed or molded by society or, you know, this view you should have on how to carry yourself. He just does his thing, his way. And if you're a hater, it's just because you hate people. It's like you can't not respect how he moves.
But he doesn't care if you hate.
Yeah.
And there's such a strength in that too.
It's just like, bro, do you, cuz? Fuck.
I wouldn't like to know who he's going up against in this bracket because
Yeah,
that's going to be tough to beat.
Well,
Okay,
this
go.
is a good one. So I went to Neeks, so that he's going up against. I went to Neeks and Hendo. I said, what was the football highlight? What's the most clutch football moment? And we landed on this one right here.
Oh,
yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, can Neeks or Hendo? Can someone explain the magnitude of that?
Because this was
You can come over here.
this was Man United were across town, wasn't it? And they'd thought they'd essentially won it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the breakdown of this is important. You can't just skim over the importance of it. I'm going to sit over.
And you know what's good about this is Neeks is a massive UFC fan and Izzy Adesanya fan. So you're going to talk this up to try convince us that maybe we need to consider.
Yeah, this is tough because, oh man, I hate that you put these two up against because these would be about two choices from all the ones you've made so far.
What?
But that Aguero goal, it's like it's one of the most iconic moments in football ever.
Yeah.
So in the Premier League, obviously it's not like a finals-based thing. It's
Yeah.
an accumulation of points throughout the season.
Yeah.
And so it came down. This is very rare that this ever happens. It came down to the final day. Man United was playing. They were, I believe, they were just behind City on points, and so City had to win, and United needed City to lose to then win the Premier League. This is also the Sir Alex Ferguson, like the greatest United team, you know, like the legendary team. They win their game, and they're essentially all waiting around for the City result to end. That happens. City win Aguero goes through, scores that goal, absolute pandemonium, and they win the league for the first time in I don't even know how long, but so long. And it then kicked off, like similar to sort of how you had the Brady and stuff, like it kicked off a changing of the guard of the most dominant team in English football. Like United came back the following year and did win, but after that, City pretty much took over and it kickstarted their ascent to being the best team in England for the next 10 to 15 years.
I don't want to be this guy either, Neeks, but you could argue that maybe the winning that Israel Adesanya did started the downward spiral.
Hey.
I'm just saying, like that was one of the things.
If this was an argument to try and convince.
Yeah.
Can I just sit here and also say I'm feeling very guilty that my clip's gone through? Should we reframe the bracket?
Well, you went up against Tom Brady. What do you mean when you're wrong?
Like this ain't it? But okay.
So Neeks, you make the call.
It's just so rare.
What
That's
minute of that game was that Aguero goal?
I believe that was beyond the
Extra
90.
time.
So
That was
extra time. Far out.
They had 2 in extra time. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So they were down. It was 1-2.
93rd plus 5 minutes of playing time. They've got just over a minute left.
Yeah. I was
Okay.
looking at this last night.
It's just the scenario,
Yeah.
like the stakes that just never happen.
And there's pictures coming from the Man U game of absolute devastation, right?
Yeah, 100%.
'Cause
It flicks on the TV broadcast. They then flick to the game, and you see this entire stadium just like.
Okay, now Neeks, similar to what we just did with Matua,
Yeah.
you are a fan of both, and this ain't going to be any hard feelings towards this. You make the call on who goes through.
Remember, he won a Hellberg.
Because the reason why we say this, because I'm biased. I go, is he right? But we got to put some respect on football at the same time.
Totally.
So
How many Hellbergs has the Man City won?
You do love Izzy though.
that's the thing.
I love Izzy, and that is probably my favorite UFC knockout of all time. But I did say I have to go with.
Okay.
Okay.
That's right. I like it. The honesty.
Well done. Well done.
Okay. Izzy, knockout Neeks, not us. Okay, so that's on one side. Now we go. So Aguero's gone through. Okay, there's one more to get through, and then we close the bracket up.
Okay.
We're cool. I hope you're still staying with us. Hope you had heaps of time to do a whole bunch of listening to us today on the show.
Well, I hope that if you're following along, especially in the car, you actually have been able to follow along.
Yeah.
That's the real goal here, right?
Okay, so the next two. Forgive me on this one, but it is so clutch in the game of rugby. I was at the game. Don't hate me for playing this one out, but boy, it was clutch. Bro, John Eales.
Are you kidding me?
Bro, John Eales, bro. At the Bledisloe. That big Brody Metallic out there to win the Bledisloe in a packed out Wellington
Bro.
Stadium, brother.
Of all the good things we've done in rugby, you're going to play this in the
Yeah,
bracket?
bro, I don't hate me, brother. Don't hate me.
Look how perfectly he strikes it.
That's a lock, lad. That's a lock,
that's a
bro.
nudge. Wait, was he the goal kicker full time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, from the 40. Just a little bit out, bro. To
Jeez.
Bledisloe, when the Bledisloe was like, a thing. Not that it's not now.
We don't need to over-explain that one.
Now.
Oh, yeah, I boo as well, bro. Boo.
Who's that up against?
Boo. Well, I have to put a basketball one in. Here we go. I got to put it in, bro.
Oh, yeah.
steal.
Mike game 6,
Yeah.
bro.
Steal.
Yeah.
The steal.
Yeah.
I'm alone.
Look at that. And the scoreboard that no one really talks about, they're down.
Cross.
Like, it's not tied. It goes to OT, bro. They down.
This is the cross with the midi.
Who's
Yeah.
Pull that. Bang. Oh.
Oh. Bro, it is pure.
Send it through straight away. Let's
It's
not waste any
perfect.
time here.
Okay, I'm happy to send that
Yeah, I
through.
like how you.
I'm happy to send that through.
Like how you wanted your basketball clip to go through.
Okay, on the other side, now we go back to it. It is Tiger Woods versus Shaun Johnson.
Oh,
Okay, don't play it out. No, don't. I don't want to see the footage. Tigers through. Shush, don't. We're not mucking around here. Hey, don't. No.
Marc, out of respect, you would play it, wouldn't you?
No,
You know what?
don't play it.
here's the thing.
Honestly, you play it, I'm walking out.
It's
Do not disrespect. Do not.
It's a joint effort, though, Sean.
Nah,
we have to
it's not.
discuss it as a team.
No, I've had enough.
Bro, you've got a
You're
chance.
starting to embarrass me, boy. Don't.
You've got a Bro, the whack. All right, Tiger goes through.
Okay, Tiger goes.
Tiger's through.
Tiger's
You in the
through.
car. Tiger's short-sighted chip at the Masters in 2005.
It's
goes
through too. And on the other side, it's Aguero versus Michael Jordan. I don't know if we have to play those out again. We'll play out the finals. But you guys, I'm out of it. What do we got? Aguero, which Neeks explained is, I mean, in terms of history, is one of the biggest
Yeah.
goals ever.
I'm going Aguero over that over Jordan, eh?
Are you serious,
Yeah, I'm going Aguero over Jordan.
bro? That
What ring number was that for Jordan?
6.
Six.
That was his last shot.
Yeah.
That was the last shot he ever took. Well, he
Like,
went to
literally.
Wizards, but that was supposed to be the last shot.
Yeah.
in a bull singlet, bro. Was it Russell that he shot over?
Yeah.
Was it Byron Russell?
That's
Bro,
the last image you'll ever see as a
that
him as a
image
bull.
has been printed globally. Like it sits on people's walls. That shot. and
Yeah,
you can
no,
see-
I agree. And I love basketball and I love Jordan. And I think that is a very deserving. He's got a spot within the bracket. But
I'm out of this.
Neeks' story around changing of the guard and a shift in power within a city, let alone a country, you know, that's how I view it. And what the story that paints it is that Man U finished their game. There's pictures of them still in the stadium. Half of them are starting to celebrate because it's gone to extra time, and they're like, "We're home, boys." And then this happens, and it's just like, look, we use that soundbite in our intro, for God's sakes.
Here's the thing, right? Let me just post-
Aguero, that's how I.
We're not arguing against each other. We're arguing 2 points here, right?
Yeah,
and I think
100%.
the thing for me is, as great as the Aguero goal was, Man City was starting to invest a lot more in that team. The money started to flow into that team. Like there was a lot of reasons why they were that the changing of the guard happened outside of that goal itself. But for me, that's MJ. Like this dude's become and will forever be.
That was the closing.
And that
of
was his
too.
closing of an era that this
Okay.
guy's
Hold
still
on.
wide
Hold on.
open. I don't think Aguero is going to be held in that type of reserve. And
Okay, we could argue this till we go blue in the face, but for the
No, let's paper scissors rocket. I want it to go to the gods.
no,
'Cause if you
I
feel
don't.
that-
I don't. You know why?
Why?
Because we've got 5 people in this room,
yes,
so we can literally vote.
Oh yeah, okay,
You know what I mean? We can literally vote, and we just know.
okay.
Because we can argue it all day, and the people in the car will probably be saying same thing. They're split down the middle anyway.
Totally.
So Aguero, MJ. So Shaun,
Yeah,
Aguero,
yeah, I'm gonna go Aguero.
Marc, MJ.
MJ, yeah.
I'm MJ. So it goes to Neeks and Hendo, our football lads.
Aguero.
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 There we go.
Aguero
goes
through.
So it's Aguero and Tiger.
That's
guys are
crazy because
so dumb.
because I'm actually obviously I'm more basketball over football anyway. But
I'm not. Okay, so we got Aguero.
yeah.
Tiger
Versus
Woods.
Tiger. Shush.
We got Aguero versus Tiger. Can we play them out? I feel like we get to the final, we got to see them one last time. Oh look, bro, and he's still young.
I even
Yeah.
like that little piece of fluff that
Steve,
floats
bro,
past
is
the
that
camera.
Steve there? Is that
That's
Steve?
Steve?
That's Steve.
Steve's on the bag, the Kiwi.
So the key, we're there too.
I just feel
Bro,
like
look how far out he shoots.
No,
it, like,
no,
it
and that's the
goes
thing.
to.
But I just think the most powerful part of this clip is the information and time he puts into reading the chip. The
Yeah.
commentators go, "My God, look where he's aiming," you know?
In your life.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And
Great
there's a
shot.
Kiwi there, bro.
Steve Williams, I just.
Individual sport, does that count for anything against a team sport?
I mean,
Does
Nah,
it?
a
That's
moment's a
serious-
moment. Nah,
a moment's
it's
a
just
moment.
a moment. We're just chasing the moment.
To your
Doesn't matter
point,
how you
Brook,
get
what I
there.
love about that is it is 100% skill. You know, like he hasn't had to rely on anyone else. Now, Aguero, with a team thing, he gets fed a ball or deflection. You know, like there's things that contribute, which to win competitions, we always say this, you've got to have a little bit of luck. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
sounds like you're saying Aguero's was a fluke.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all,
that-
but I'm saying that there's other factors, which again can be argued both ways, right?
Yeah.
Come into play with Aguero's goal.
All right, let's close it. I mean, look
Oh,
at the
that's
crowd,
crazy,
though.
bro.
I mean, look at the crowd. Look at the emotion, though. Like, that might be the biggest pop in sporting history. Like, The Undertaker coming back to WrestleMania, and that.
Yeah. Far out.
Like-
Okay, let's vote.
It's you two. You two close the show. If we have to go to the rest of us, we'll
okay.
open up a little bit more. but
Mark,
Marc
where's
and
your
Shaun-
vote go?
That was during Tigers' PK.
From there, he was in the middle of it.
He was in the middle of it in a fine run of form. So if you were going to be calculating a great shot, like it would have been coming from Tiger in that moment.
100%.
So I'm gonna go ahead and lock in Aguero there. What?
No, nothing.
No,
nothing.
I would have done the same if it was MJ.
Yeah, there he is. See, that's how I've got to think about this. If it was MJ shot versus Tiger's clip, I am going Tiger. Okay, but I just think because Aguero's was to win, all right, and Tiger's was to take the lead. And for this particular moment, I'm going to side with Aguero.
Boy, way to fall on the sword. I didn't know you had that in you.
No, I didn't know.
Bro, this is a real.
Yeah.
This is growth. This is promising.
I'm going to go Aguero. I like when I hear those yarns from the boys that know football. You got to remember, I don't. Like it does hit a string. Like
I'm switching mine to Tiger.
What a segment, lad. There we go.
We have it. Aguero, the greatest. We'll play it out one more time.
Far out, bro.
Most clutch, eh?
There you have it. Aguero, the most clutch moment in sporting history, according to Play On.
Play on.
We were just saying, I always get excited to see what Lima's going to wear on the show.
Yeah, look at that.
That's on, bro.
Yeah, what do we got there? Is that just a? Was that someone's?
What do they call this flower?
The blossom, the cherry blossom, bro.
Cherry blossoms lab.
Yeah. Sorry, I lived in Japan 2 years. But yeah, little Japanese jersey. It's quite nice actually.
Is beautiful.
And they're still sponsored by Canterbury.
That is a nice jersey, bro. Okay, so let's just run through the super results just in case anybody missed them. Oh, what a beautiful way to start the weekend.
Don't talk to me about this. Don't talk to me about this.
Bro, every time...
Skip.
Every time the Hurricanes play the Highlanders, I have to watch your ugly mug. At the start of every bloody game, they want to replay 2000 and whatever it was. All right, so you deal with this while you have to deal with it. Highlanders got pumped at home.
Wait, can I just ask Sops?
50-7 by the Hurricanes.
Okay, just while we're there,
Yeah.
can I ask you, Sops, did Elliot Dixon score that try?
Don't.
No, I just want to know, bro. I actually just want.
There's no separation. There's no separation in the put down. You know, it's just like.
Okay, because I
was like, what?
It's a try.
I saw something different, but I just thought you've got to wait.
Nah, don't believe Andrew Mulligan, bro. Like anyone can pause a picture.
Oh, bro, but it's
I know.
We want to see that in full motion. You know?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I hear you. No, that's cool. It's, as long as you stick by that. As you were, Brook.
Well, the Hurricanes got the dub this weekend, which I'm very happy about. The Brumbies got back 33-24 over the Chiefs. The Reds got the draw. Moana had a really good first half. I know, Sops, you covered that game. I was watching it. But the second half was all Crusaders 50-21. And then the Blues were down 8-20, and they won 35-20. So they went on a big run to close out the game and get the win over the Waratahs. So, Sops, man. We have another good week. Shaun, actually, you want to start with the Hurricanes and our number 10?
Yeah, bro. So when Brook was talking about this just earlier in the show, I mentioned Ruben Love, and I wanted to get your take on him because I watched someone who's fresh-minded coming into this role, very eyes up, looks like he's okay to chance his arm. I want to know, does that have any longevity moving forward? You know, is a Ruben Love at 10 something that might be beneficial for us at international level?
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah.
Like when I watch Ruben Love, and you sort of look at the All Blacks and where we're at. Like we have Bodie, he's aging.
Traditional.
We have Richie coming back. He might leave again. And then you've got D-Mac. So those are the three premier 5'8" we have. Ruben Love's very young. So in the next succession plan, we need to look long term. And if we're looking at someone who plays the game like he does, and with someone like Dave Rennie coming back into the fold who has different ideas, different ways of playing the game, maybe that's something that really aligns with the sort of next phase of the All Blacks post 27. And I think he is someone who is at the top of the list to lead that next group of 10s that are coming through. Because those older ones, your Bodies, he's going to be 36 at the World Cup. That's probably his swan song. You know, you don't know what D-Mac's going to do. He might go overseas. Richie might come back and then bounce back over to Japan. So we have to put in a succession plan. And for me, Ruben Love looks like that next guy.
Hey, Sops, just further to that, can you just talk to us about this play that he made in the week where he kicks this crossfield bullet pass? It's essentially a bullet pass, but off the boot, right? You saw that one?
Yeah.
Now, as a first five, you would have been in similar positions. Can you talk us through how that unfolds for him and what he's seeing? Because in league, I've experienced something similar, but I want to hear from your eyes, you know, like, half break down the right, whatever happens, a decent ruck, field gets congested. Like, what are you feeling and seeing in those sorts of moments to think, you know what? let's get the ball on the boot.
Yeah, I think in those moments, it always looks like the 10, he just sees everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for a lot of rugby, it's probably different for league because you get to your like 5th or 4th or 5th and you're going to kick straight away. Whereas in rugby, you can kick at any moment. But what Ruben Love requires there is he's actually focused on the ruck and on catching the ball, and all he's hearing is chat from the outside.
Yo.
So they would have had a call and he would have just heard it, and so it's only on his decision. He's just got to execute a kick. He doesn't have to think. He doesn't have to turn, look, oh, there's a space. Right. He's already been fed that information from the outside.
That's going from Geordie.
And yeah, and then all he has to do is just be like, okay, sweet, boom, whack. Let's put it on the button. You know, like they've already called the space.
Yeah.
That's
Did you ever find yourself in a similar position? Do you remember a kick that? Because I watched that, bro, and I was like, that is so crisp. And I found myself in a similar situation, like with Dallin. We'd have this. It's almost like a bit of tacit knowledge where it wasn't actually said. So league is a little bit different. Sometimes you'd hear the word come in, but a lot of times, yeah, I would either look at the ruck and then I'd be like, okay, we're tight. I would scan and then you see space, right? And sometimes it wasn't even a call. I would just go to Dal. He'd just see me slapping my leg. Boom, boom. I remember we did against the Bulldogs in 23. Half break, whatever, tight line congested, and it's like play 2 or something. And I just kicked the thing out there to give him a 1-on-1. You know, but I'm like, I can't not, knowing that you've got an aerial threat with a congested line. So that's how it unfolds for league. So like hearing how it unfolds for rugby, that is pretty special. And I reckon that is something that where league can definitely get to, Those comms from outside in, dangerous.
Yeah, 100%. I used to have a real good one with Waisaki. He just always used to tell me during the week, he'd be like, Mana,
yeah.
I'm out there.
Yeah.
I'm out there. Just put it there. I'll get it, Mana. That's what he And then he'd throw his hand up. He'd just throw his hand up. And then sometimes I wouldn't like kick it there. And he'd come to the next break in the scrum, like, my hands up.
Blowing up.
Kick to me, Mana. And I'm like, fuck. Like, there's so much going on as a playmaker. Sometimes you're just like,
yeah.
But yeah, we did have that kind of connection, as you were saying.
Bro, run me through. I've just had this. Your back kick. We've never spoken about this. Bro, like, was that a call? Was that like something happened? Like,
that has to be set
whose
piece.
idea was it to go, yo, Sops, you got to turn that way this time, my boy, and you're going to kick it that way?
Yeah. So, bro, at the Highlanders when I was there, we'd always have attack strategy meetings Monday morning with Tony Brown, and so he'd come with his ideas. Yeah, it's Tony Brown. Honestly, it's all Tony Brown. And the reason why we did that, he goes, do you reckon we come in, plays the clip, and we're looking at the defense, and Corey Jane's like a mastermind at defense. He reads all the chip kicks.
Yeah.
So back then, and I think it was 2016, Corey Jane, anytime a kick would go over the top, Corey Jane from the wing would always read it, and he would always scoop up and like clean up everything. So you couldn't really disguise it that well. And he goes, what I want you to do is turn around, dummy to Malachi coming back, and then I want you to kick it over the back of your head. And I was like, why? Why don't I just kick it? He's like, because Corey Jane will read it. He'll read that you're going to kick it over the top. And so I'm like, I didn't think it was serious. I thought he was having a laugh. And he's like, I'm dead serious. And I was like, oh, okay. Bro, so we go out and practice all week. Bro, the first one I do in training, live training, bro, straight into my dome. Straight into my dome, bro. And I'm like, bro, and they're going like left and right, and they're going everywhere. And so we go into the game and it's raining, and I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not doing this move. And then we get a liner, and it's funny you say, who have you got connection with? Because it was Waisaki in the holo. He goes to me, Mana, do the kick, Mana. And I was like, what? Bro, it's like raining. And I'm like, and he's like, go, Mana. And I was like, So I look at Aaron Smith, and I've called like Ford's drive, and then I like look at him and I go, cancel. And then he's like looking at me like, oh, are you gonna do it? And I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, yeah, and he's like, oh shit. So he's like looking at me like, oh. So I'm like, bro, I need this on the button. Gives it to me on the button. I turn. If you watch the kick, it like literally misses my head by like a centimeter.
I mean, it's a schnoggin.
But what happens is Tony Brown was right. When I turned around, Corey Jane ends up coming up
On the end of the
and
line.
he doesn't cover the kick.
Yeah.
And then we end up getting it back and Ben Smith, the slow. Needs to finish that. Bro, that's a highlight forever.
It still is, to be fair.
I do
It
want to
still
ask,
is.
just before we move on from Ruben Love, I feel like All Blacks fans, Sops, have almost like a bruising around players playing out of position. But for Ruben Love, 10's been his position before he got to the seniors, right? Like, he's always been a 10, and there's no fear here that we're taking a 15 and trying to change him into a first 5.
Nah, I think you want him to be a 10, and I think he genuinely is a 10, but he's a 10 who can play fullback.
Right.
Similar to Bodie, right? When he first come in the scene, they obviously DC was there, so they kind of like drip fed him in. You know, he's come off the bench as an impact player at 15, and then, you know, some games he'd come in at 10. I think now with the limited 10s coming through in terms of experience, we have to really look at Ruben Love as someone who's a genuine contender over the next sort of like 4-year cycle. And
I love that. He's got some swagger about himself too, man. I
The
love
content,
the way,
bro. The
he
content he
holds
puts
himself.
out's pretty.
yeah.
It's pretty elite, hey. Storytelling, the way it's put together. Good insight, man. Good insight.
Nice Mercedes Benz he's got there.
Yeah, no way, bro.
On that big Connie. Must be on that big Connie.
What else is going on, bro? What happened in your eyes in Super Rugby this week?
Well, obviously the Highlanders got a hiding. And that wasn't good.
I love that.
Oh, that one hurt, eh? That one hurt a lot.
Yeah.
That one hurt a lot.
Oh, I didn't hurt too much. I actually quite enjoyed it, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, no, it was great.
Nah, but for me, one of the bright points from the weekend, I don't know if you boys saw it, but Peyton Spencer.
Yeah,
you know, like debuting for the Blues. You know, like when I look at him, I'm like, it must be pretty hard, you know, to come from such pedigree. You look at all the highlights that get shown of the last 30 years. It's always, you know, King Carlos.
Yeah.
You know, like you walk around Blues training facilities, there's things like that.
He's known as
everywhere.
King Carlos, and it doesn't
everywhere.
feel off.
But, you know, for me, I look at a young player like that, I'm like, how cool you can add to that legacy in his own way. You know, he doesn't have to be burdened by that big shadow of his dad. And I think what I saw from him in the weekend, got on nice and early in that second half. I think he's got a massive future. And I think players like that who have, you know, such great fathers, it can be a little bit daunting. But I think he's kind of like a duck to water. And I think what we'll see over the next coming years is him really progress and start to excel and be comfortable in his own skin, which is pretty cool. I mean, it'll be pretty hard, you know. Like, imagine if you had a son, Shaun, and he's going to play for the Warriors. Oh,
that's crazy.
Prince of Penrose's son.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Imagine.
how would that be?
Imagine.
You can borrow Winter.
Nah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Yeah. No, it's a really cool, like feel good story, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And to do well with it too.
Yeah, and so
But
I do have something for the boys, and you know, as an intern, trying to do the best by the people, man. Trying to do the best by the people. And I've got 2 double passes to give away to the Super Round at the end of April. Is April? Yeah. So I wanted to put it to you guys. Yep.
Yeah.
For the fans, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
I wanted to put it to you guys. So obviously, Marc, you're the Chiefs. Brook, you're Hurricanes, and you're not Crusaders. You're the Blues.
Thank you.
But what we want to do, each of you, I want to hear your streets won't forget player from the Hurricanes, Chiefs, and Blues. So I'll go.
Yeah.
Your streets won't forget player, Brook. This is what I want. I want to hear where your streets won't forget player.
Bro, the streets won't forget. Lomi Fa'atau.
Oh,
Bro,
yes.
Loms, bro, he's a St. Pat's boy, bro. Bro, the way he used to glide out there, bro. Get the ball to number 14, let him do the rest, bro. Bro, Lomi Fa'atau.
Yeah.
He was kind of like the one that wasn't in the All Blacks in this like masterful backline that the Hurricanes had. You know, you had like the Tunners and the Ma'as and the Conrads, and he was kind of like outside of the Hurricanes, probably maybe a little bit of a forgotten soldier. But if you're a Hurricanes fan, bro, Lomi Fa'atau. I mean, Jerry Collins comes to mind as well. But I get carried away here, but I'd be here all day.
Yeah, man. Jeez,
That's speed.
But I try to go a little like, you know, if you know, you know.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll go Lomi Fa'atau. I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
Far out. I don't know where to start. I've got a few that have popped in mind straight away.
Dolph doesn't count.
Huh?
Dolph doesn't count.
No. But I'm going to go someone who I used to love because he used to throw the stack hat on. And that is the headgear to strap himself in. And that is Sam Tuitupo.
Oh! The hitman.
Hey, bro. Now, you want to lay a line midfield? Good luck, brother. Okay, you
that's a good
better
one.
check them ribs.
That was a good one.
Okay, so that's my streets won't forget. I know he had, I know he got a sniff in the ABs, but similar to what you just said, like he had a few ahead of him, right? But at super level,
Yeah.
you don't want to know about Sam Tuitupo.
That was a good one. He
There
was
we
always
go.
on Smash Them, bro. Eh?
Oh, bro. And I just used to love it because he was small and you just have the stack hat on and just get after it.
Mark Witzel, what's who over here, baby? Close the
Yeah,
show.
no, that's going to be a tough one to beat. I'm tempted to go with the Flaxmere Flash of Roger Randall. But I am actually going to go for a guy who played the most games for the Waikato Chiefs and is a guy who's just a stand-up bloke, and probably everyone will still know him, and that's Liam Messam. I think Liam Messam encapsulates everything that the Chiefs are about. That mana, the team man, so good for the up-and-comers coming through as well, like great leadership. I think Liam Messam is the prototypical Waikato Chief when you think about what it is they've been able to achieve. And they aren't the biggest region. They've got the Big Brother Blues that I would argue they look better than and are better than the Blues in this instance. But yeah, Liam Messam would be my streets we'll never
Hold on,
forget.
let's finish. Highlanders, who you got?
Streets won't forget. Highlanders.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
I'm going to go a forward, because I know we've sort of branched out, but I'm going to go Isi Tolomaka.
Oh, yes, the big fella.
Yeah, can you do that? That really is streets.
Yeah,
streets.
you're a real one,
forget.
Sops.
No.
You're a real one.
If you know, you know that.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
real,
Damaging,
that's real,
damaging.
You know?
I wish I knew that so I could get amongst it.
I agree with. Hey, you ain't wrong, Sops. You ain't.
Was Tolomaka, was he a Wellington
Explain.
guy?
Talk to us
that
about
came
what
down as
made him-
well?
made him
where
him.
did he come from?
Just straight up the guts, like old school back in the day, off the back of the scrum, just beeline for the 10. Sort of like that, like if you're comparing it to league, like that Paliacina, like high knees, like
Great
back fence.
comparison. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm a fan already. Okay.
yeah,
You got
so
me.
that type of player, like we all know you want those streets won't forget those type of players, you know.
And Crusaders, we don't care about you. You don't get one.
Nah,
That's
they got
we're
a
too
handful
bloody good.
themselves, don't they?
Way too many.
We know that
Jesus.
it's hard to forget them, mate.
Oi.
It's not the street because they win everything, so you're just going to remember them forever.
You remember Caleb Ralph?
I
Love the
think I know.
Caleb Ralph. He was Crusaders, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and what I loved about him, he was like no frills, didn't look like much, respectfully, but just went about his work, found his lane, found himself in the All Blacks. What have I said here that sort of triggered something?
I was never been a massive fan of Caleb.
What did he do, bro?
What did he do to you, Matua?
He made the All Blacks, and I was like, he made the All Blacks, in my humble opinion, on the backs of a really strong Crusaders side. I thought we had much better.
Outside
options,
backs.
But,
Hey, he was doing something right.
and I was so annoyed.
Caleb Ralph,
I
bro.
don't think he could quite kick on. In the
I
All
could
Blacks
never
jersey.
wrap my head around what made him good. But he was good. He was good.
Oh, but yeah, they got some good ones.
So how are we
looking
giving
through
the tickets away? Now we've done the streets. Don't forget. How are we giving the tickets away?
Yeah, so we're gonna put a post. I think tag a friend in the comments and write down your
Streets won't
Streets
forget.
won't forget player.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
solid.
love that.
Like
love
it.
that.
Let's give these
We got
tickets away.
two winners. Sorry, we don't have double pass for the hotel and the flight, so you gotta make your way down here yourself.
Get yourself there, lad.
But we can get you the tickets.
Get yourself there. But in terms of the tickets to the game, you got tickets to go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if you wish.
Solid,
So,
Love that,
Sops.
Sops.
Love
Man.
it.
All right, brother. We'll see you next. We'll see you next week.
thank you, boys.
All right, bro.
Treble.
Play on.
All right, gentlemen, it's time for our Betcha Match Ups results for this week, and what a week it was.
What a week it was.
Indeed, indeed. Let's start off with leg number 1, and that was, of course, the T20 game 2 in Hamilton. Black Caps taking on South Africa, and you both picked correctly.
But you didn't.
I
know
didn't.
You,
I
the way
gave
you
you-
tried to get us to go for South Africa.
Yeah, it's
Ugh,
wild.
Yeah.
I was just
Not
saying,
very patriotic of you.
who was a real one, and you both came through. So well done. The Black Caps winning that game by 68 runs. It's been
Bro,
up
they
and
take-
down this series.
They take
lost
the
last
grass so seriously, eh?
one. Oh,
We
they
went
so
down
should.
to Sean. We went down to Wellington on Friday, where I think maybe they are about to play.
No, they played on Sunday.
They
which
played on
they
Sunday in
lost.
Wellington. the way that they protect that grass, we want to have a photo down there at the cake tin. Just, bro, it was like,
Groundsman, man.
yeah,
Play for keeps.
The no that they said,
Don't
bro,
muck around with their ground.
don't touch no cricket grass,
Oi.
people. Don't touch it.
Speaking of groundsmen, just really quickly, there is no one who is allowed on Mount Smart or Go Media Stadium before the game is kicked off. Nobody.
Oh, that I understand.
Wait, but one.
Oh,
SJ walks out there with his microphone for Sky. Nobody dares go and tell him to get off.
Earn not given, eh, my boy? Earn not given.
He's the only one free game that's
They tell
allowed
me
on
to
the
get
field.
off. You're saying, you know who I am? No. Okay, go on.
Matchup number 2, it was Super Rugby round 6. Highlanders taking on the Hurricanes. You both picked the Hurricanes. That was the correct thing to do. 50 points to 7 over the Highlanders, as you've heard.
Impressive.
Matchup number 3. Whew, this was a biggie. This was NRL round 3. Friday night's game between the Storm and the Broncos.
What a game, lad.
I thought the Storm were going to storm. You
Well,
know,
they looked
started.
good, right?
They started so good.
But to be fair, the whole first half, Broncos, it was a simple message like, hold the footy, lads.
That was it.
Hey, and you're dead set chance. Every time they had it, they looked half good. And then they come out in the second half and complete, I think they were like 19 from 21 sets in the second half. So just shows you at this stage of the year, there's a bit of a theme there. Hey, even like with Waz and how they're going. So
Just really quickly, Shaun, and I know we've got to move, but can we swap Jordan Ricky? Can we have Jordan Ricky
that'd
come
be
over for the
great,
Warriors?
Hey. I mean, but we got Jacob Laban coming through. Yeah, but
Jeez,
again,
he'd be
you
good, ain't he?
can't say no to quality, right?
That's it.
And he is playing some good footy.
Anyways.
Old Pretty Ricks.
Brook, however, picked the Broncos
Come on,
to
man, I'll be
have
stealing
that
all of
comeback.
yours, brother.
18-14, the Broncos won that, so he goes one up. Matchup number 4, back into the NRL. Both you picked the Warriors.
Yep.
Great call, 38-12 wins. So Brook out in front at the moment, just by 1. And we get into the last matchup, sports
your
matchup
nose
number
out there.
5, A-League. We're asking to see if Auckland FC would be top of the table by the end of this week.
This
and
was the gamble, this one, wasn't it? We knew that.
They rolled the
I
dice.
made a call.
Shaun said they would be. However, they did lose to MacArthur 2-1. And therefore, Brook gets a 2-0 victory here.
I appreciate everyone messaging me. I had so many messages.
I-
You got him. You got him.
Yeah, I know. People actually track it. I don't know why. Get a life, guys. But like
There we
I
go.
could be
See,
up.
when he's losing, it's get a life. When he's winning,
Yeah, circle back. Could we just maybe go like up? Like, could we go 3-1? Just so I'm on the board. Like my face is up there.
Okay. I
You
see
know what
you're
I
saying
mean?
there.
Like,
Yeah.
so there's no dead rubber week. It's like, look, if we draw it, we both get a point.
Okay, there we go.
Thoughts?
It's 3-1.
3-1.
Okay, we'll do that.
Thank you.
3-1.
Clutching
Other
it.
than- All right, let's move into this week's matchups. Let's see if we can make it 3-2, Shaun. Let's try that.
Yeah.
And we are looking at matchup number 1. We're looking at the NBA on Wednesday at 4 p.m.
Oh, that's a good one.
Now, this is a fight between these two West teams to try and stay out of the play-in zone. Brooke, quick explanation of what the play-in is.
They've added a thing in the NBA where it's 9 and 10. So the first 8 teams go through, and then they've added 9 and 10 get to battle off, and hopefully they can fight their way into the playoffs.
That's it.
It's a little bit different than they've done in the past, but it opens it up for, I guess, more teams in the playoffs. And actually what it does is it makes the NBA more money.
Yep, 2 strong teams, though, that are trying to stay out of the zone at the moment are the Suns and the Nuggets.
You don't want to be a part of the play-ins. You never go on to
you don't want to be.
Yeah.
You don't
Get
want
me
to.
out of it. If you're in the play-in, bro, just play out.
That's it. That's a series you don't want to be doing. Nuggets, I think, sit above the Suns on the table, but which one would you like, Shaun and Brooke? Who would you like to lock in behind?
I will please lock in the Golden Nuggets.
The Golden Nuggets.
Golden Nuggets.
Yeah, the Nuggets, please. I just, you know, Jokic, bro, I just can't. I know that man. I don't know that man, but from watching him, I know that he doesn't want to play basketball. Is, you know, like when he plays it, he doesn't want to play extra games. So he'll be doing everything he possibly can to not have to play that extra game. So he's probably going to go out there, have 50, 20, and 12, not jump, not look happy about it, be the best player in the game, and go on and win.
Speaking of 50, how about Lucas 60 the other day? wow.
Damn, the
Everyone's
Lakers look
putting
good.
up
Luke
points.
Kennard, Luke Kennard, what you doing, bro? That was the big one that you hit there yesterday.
Shaun, do you have one?
Yeah, I'm just searching. I'm just trying to do a bit of information because these are all got to be very calculated. But can't really find too much that's going to swing it either way. So I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go Nuggets
Yeah, he's going to.
again. The big joker.
Okay,
Just
there
trying
we
to
go.
find areas I can split, but
Yeah, right call.
It's an interesting one for matchup number 2. This is for Friday afternoon/evening at Eden Park. It's the FIFA series. Now, gentlemen, let me explain this one to you. We have Chile, Cape Verde, All Whites, and Finland all playing against each other. Not all at once, but at the
That'd be
4
cool.
p.m. game is Chile and Cape Verde, and the All Whites are taking on Finland at 7 p.m. on the same day. I want to know which team out of the 4 scores the most goals on that day.
Oh, okay.
So you got the 52 ranked Chile, 67th ranked in the world Cape Verde, 87th ranked All Whites at home, playing against Finland, who are the 75th ranked team in the world rankings. Who scores the most goals as a team? Own goals don't count, just FYI.
I'm going to go Chile.
Okay. I'm going to go.
Home team, surely.
Where's
your loyalty,
what's the question mark? Who scores the most goals?
Yes. Yeah. Which team
So
scores
we
the
can
most
still
goals?
score 5, but they score 6. Yeah, okay.
So it's not a result. It's
I'm
just
gonna
scores.
go with. I want to play around here. Finland.
Finland to score the most goals.
So that's against us.
Against us, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I know that we respectfully.
our defense?
What I do
See
know
the
is
squad?
that it's like a bit of a trial for us.
Yeah, it is.
I know that not all of the players are out there playing this week. Like Chris Wood's not playing.
Damn.
But I know I'm going against us. My bad, but I want to win, so I'm gonna lock in Finland.
There we go. All right, matchup number 3, and we head to the Super Rugby. It is the Friday night game, 7:05, and Moana taking on the Highlanders. Now, both these two teams, they've run into a couple of wood chippers recently, so they'll be looking to get their season up and running again with some wins. Who are you taking, Moana or the Highlanders?
I'm going Highlanders.
Where is it, Marc?
I believe it's in the North Shore.
Highlanders are going to bounce back.
Buck
They're gonna
Buck Shelford did come
They're
from
going to go like this,
North Harbour.
Moana. Anyway, but they're going to bounce back after getting 50 put on them.
I really like the back three of the Highlanders, but I'm gonna go Moana.
Oh, you're giving
Moana
it to me at this
Pacifica.
point.
I'm going Moana. I feel
Okay.
like due for one.
Wait, clip this right now.
Due for one.
Handing it to me on a platter.
They're gonna have that ton of secret water before the game.
He's
And
self-exploding. What do you call it? Something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Moana.
Okay, Moana Pacifica
Self-inflicted.
for Brook. Let's go to matchup number 4, Friday night. That's going to be 8 p.m. The Warriors hosting the West Tigers out at YOUKNOWMEDIA Stadium. Do I need to ask which side either you gentlemen on, or should we just lock in the Warriors?
Can I ask you something? Is God shining his beautiful light on us right now?
He's kissing us in all the right places.
Because I'm going to say something real quick. Is there some sort of like little voodoo thing hanging over where whoever the Warriors are playing, let's just take out the other team's 2 best players? Like, honestly, you can't go to Newcastle and face the night side without Kalen Ponga and Dylan Brown. This Tiger side's going to come over here without Luai and Dewey. Like, what is doing? No. That's quite good. Sorry. I'm glad I got that out here because got a proper league show later. I can't be doing that on there.
Get all your A material
when you
out
cook,
here.
right? When you cook.
I was
He was
feeling
cooking.
myself. A lyrical genius is what they call me. But all I'm saying is Waz by a lot.
By a lot. I like that.
Yeah.
But can we talk about the Waz this weekend just gone?
Can we go 13 plus for Betcha?
I'll go Waz. I'll look in the Waz too.
I like that.
Where do you even start with the Warriors? Like Mitch Barnett came back and looked amazing. But that one of the end Tanner Boyd kind of worried me a little bit. You know, I'm going to walk that shit off, Tanner.
Yeah.
Walk that off.
Those
like,
can be so ugly too, eh?
You know, and just kind of the way that we're going. Tanner's obviously a big part of that at the moment, but
Yeah. There's so many ways you can angle this. I just think we got to celebrate that our side is winning in the NRL. You know, we said it at the top. It's a hard thing to do. It really is. And to do it for only the second time, I think, in club history, start the season 3-0. Just so happy for the squad and for the group and the way they're going about that. I think we sat, was it in this chair? I said that regardless of outcome, it's the way they're going to play will continue to make us proud and be like, you know, just want to support them. And saw it again in the weekend, you know, like it is actually challenging, boys. I will say this, it can be quite challenging playing against a team that you're probably expected to beat. They're going to have to face a similar thing at home this week. That presents its different challenges. You know, when you're kind of, everyone's riding the other side off before a ball's kicked, but at the end of the day, you still know you're playing against an NRL team and there are no easy games. Okay, so handling that in itself and still going out there and playing their style and executing, okay, they still completed at 80-odd%. Where the Knights, like, they ain't going to ever win a game. No team's going to ever win a game when you complete in the 60s. They were at 63% completion rate. So they are just gifting us ball, making us look like we're running like with Nos in our back pocket, and we're actually able to execute at a high level because we're actually fresher. Then, you know, we have less fatigue in ourselves. So it's a beautiful combination at the moment of the pressure we're able to apply against these sides, okay, in a manner where it actually makes these other teams crumble. And you saw Newcastle, they haven't done this the first 2 rounds. Now, Warren, they're missing, like, not just 2 players. literally their two most crucial players, and you saw that was pretty evident throughout the game. But still, we have got to show up and execute how we execute.
And we did.
We did.
I must say, this is probably one of the first seasons, well, this would be the first season where I feel like I'm going to be going to Go Media Stadium on Friday night, and I'm not feeling like this could be a banana skin game, like an actual, literal banana skin. I have a confidence within me.
It's nice, eh?
Yeah, and I haven't felt that before, ever, while supporting the Warriors.
Yeah. No,
Ever, Mark?
Ever.
No, that's fair. And I feel like I'm kind of there with you too, because it's like, I just think what we can be guaranteed of
Is a great...
is a great performance, is a strong performance.
That's it.
Like, take outcomes out. Like, you're going there and you're going to get fight. You're going to get the boys showing up for each other. You're going to get them wanting to do well in front of their home audience. So it's like...
I never felt that with you. I thought every week we were going to get it.
Sure.
Every week.
Sure. Hey, I know we ain't... But if you want a Shaun Hub, then go over to our socials, eh? There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah. We've got matchup number 5, and that is UFC Fight Night Sunday, 1 p.m. Israel Adesanya taking on Joe Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I haven't even heard of Joe Pfeiffer, so I'm not a massive watcher of the UFC. But
many haven't.
Adesanya and Pfeiffer, who are you reckoning?
Is he?
I reckon Izzy. For sure.
No
I
two
think
ways about it.
I am confident in a layoff and taking some time to sort of reflect on some things can only do you wonders, But what I have loved hearing is the messaging Izzy's put out around fighting these dangerous up-and-comers. And it's sort of like that's the stage of his career where he's at, right? And he's okay with it. He's like, because I was once that young fella that wanted a shot
pissed on the yard,
right? So he's like, these guys want to make a name for themselves. Fight me, and you can do that. But I just like that tone. I like that message. He understands exactly what's at stake here.
That's it.
And I want to see him clean this dude. I want to see,
for sure.
I want to see like vintage Adesanya, where he is just a class above. So I'm looking forward to it.
I will enjoy it. That's what I will do.
Get to see Izzy fight again.
Yeah, I
bro.
think he might be my favorite New Zealand athlete of all time.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's nothing crazy to say.
No,
Outside of you.
no.
No.
But that's a statement, which is a good statement to be able to bestow on someone because, like, geez, he's up there anyway, right?
Like that's nothing. I genuinely had so much excitement watching him fight, and I don't even think we have put. When I say we, I'm not saying in here in this room, but New Zealand has put the respect on his name that he necessarily deserves. Like what he did, that run he went on, it's hard to beat. So I will enjoy
watching Izzy fight
the
again,
last
baby.
few times that maybe it's the last. I don't know, but however many times we get to watch Izzy fight again.
All right, let's run through. So right now, for the Betcha matchups for this week, you're both going for the Nuggets in round 1. In round 2, Shaun, you're looking at Chile to be our top goal scorer in the Friday night games at Eden Park. Brook, you're looking at Finland to score the most goals. In matchup number 3, we've got a split. This is going to be a dangerous one. If Moana can win, Brook, you'll get the points. If the Highlanders can win, Shaun, you'll get the points. Yep. In matchup number 4, you're both going with the Warriors. Shaun's going 13 plus even.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And pick number 5, both you with Izzy. So there's a couple in the middle there that are, that are going to be deciding who wins this week.
Now.
Just really quickly too, if you'd like to join us in our Play On multi, remember we ask you to please bet responsibly. Betting is not a way out. This is a chance, a little bit of flutter. We're taking the Highlanders in League 1, the Warriors in League 2, and Adesanya in League 3. How good. All right, there's a little QR code up on the screen. You can take a quick look at that, and that'll take you straight through to our bet. I love that.
Beautiful.
Play on.
Well, what a show, boys. Look, we're just going to finish on this topic that has sort of consumed the week of NRL news, right? Now, being in the media space, this is something I clearly feel passionate about and a reason why I wanted to sort of step into this space and help cover our game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to talk about topics or headlines or things that happen from a different angle, And now I'm probably been, I've just been, I'm not a victim of it at all, right? But I've certainly experienced what it's like as a player, that when things aren't going well, to sort of live in your head a little too long and necessarily stop doing the things that I enjoyed outside of footy.
I read the book.
Yeah, right. So I speak about it in the book, but I also got vivid feelings come back. Now, this isn't about me. This is about the topic of Gorden Tallis and his opinion on Adam Reynolds. And now that got blown up and has been taken into different parts of the stratosphere now. Jeepers. We got, Broncos removing his name from boardrooms, and we got Gordy's heated conversation on NRL 360 with the journo, but that was kind of all distracting from the actual underlying message, the tone of the message, which is as simple as saying, Gordy came out and said that the optics of Adam Reynolds showing up and doing Fox sports coverage a day after the Broncos lost, him being the skipper of the club and carrying an injury, wasn't a good look. It was bad optics. And when I instantly heard that, bro, I was like, far out. Like, that is just a real reflection of sports culture, and I think the way we expect people in privileged positions like Adam Reynolds to behave, you know. And I was frustrated by it because I actually thought it was great optics. Funnily enough, I actually was looking at it from a completely different angle because I know how hard it would have been for Adam Reynolds to jump on that plane after his side starting 0-2 and being injured. Like, the easiest thing for him to do would have been like, hey, Fox, I can't come down. I've picked up a niggle, out of a little bit of embarrassment as well, not wanting to front and get in front of the camera after his side's not doing too well, a bit of pressure on the coach, like all the noise around it, right? But I loved it. I loved it for a number of reasons, and none more so that Adam Reynolds doesn't live based off 80 minutes. He is continuing to do things he enjoys, which is clearly a Fox Sports coverage and covering a moment in time which will never be experienced again in Alex Johnston breaking the all-time try-scoring record. And it just shows you that where he's at in his career, that he feels the confidence to be able to live like that. Now, not all players can do that. You know, everyone's at different stages. But all I wanted to do within that messaging, all right, not good optics, is encourage players and actually athletes in general, like, not to be bound by outcomes. Don't let, like, poor results, good results even, impact other areas of your life. Like, just don't let it filter in where you can. You know, continue to do the things that make you happy and continue to look after your mentals, because ultimately that's what pays the price.
For you, Shaun, during the toughest runs in your career, what type of things suffered probably the most? Like, what type of things would you not go and do on the backs of...
Oh, bro, I'm talking like even just going down to your local cafe to enjoy a brekkie and a cough.
Really? Bro, you wouldn't come for a beer?
Go have a beer with your mates, which is, you know, that to Gordon's point, like, there is levels to this. You know, if Adam Reynolds is out on the piss partying, like, I get the optics, right? I'm not saying that this is all one way, but, like, continuing to do stuff that removes you from the game, you know, just stuff you enjoy. Like, it might be for Reno at this stage of his career, working with Fox and covering the game and still talking about a mate.
About a good mate
that's about to do something, right? So that's the optics for me. But some of the stuff I avoided was cafes. I didn't want to do the groceries. I didn't even want to go to the supermarket, knowing that, you know, there's going to be people out there that I'll probably bump into that have an opinion on how I played. I see the headlines, you know, like, it's all your everyday stuff. But then even stuff like I'd feel guilty for going to, like, I don't know, play golf or something. You know, it's like, because people's narrative around that is like, bro, stop playing golf, focus on rugby league. Yeah. How about you get that done first?
Bro, that's such a good point. I had a chat with, I actually don't want to say his name, but he's an All Black. He's been an All Black for a long time. He's still an All Black, and we did something with him. And he's a big golf lover, and he said he filmed it, but the All Blacks lost. And he's been sitting on it for 3 weeks because he doesn't feel like he can post it because of the reflection of that and his performance. But when I think about what he did with the black jersey, he wasn't bad at all. Like, they lost the game for sure.
Yeah, so this is the part, like, this is why it's sort of frustrating when you see this simple tag get taken and forgotten about, and it's focused on all this just opinionated stuff. It's just silly. Where it's like, Reno, good stuff for showing up, doing your Fox commitment, leading the way, showing us that we're not bound by 80 minutes, that we don't have to stay indoors because you lose a couple of games of footy. You know, Reno going to do that, he would have had all his box ticked. He's not going to jump in a plane if it's going to prolong his rehab or, you know, affect his ability to bounce back. And ultimately, you get away from the game, you continue to do things you enjoy, like whatever it is, whatever sport you're in, everyone's got different things, right? Like, that's not going to prolong injury or anything like that. Bro, you actually show up a better player anyway. You walk through those doors each day, you're fresher, you're ready to go, and you want to be better. So I found that in 23, I use this example, in 23, and even 24, I wasn't faster, fitter, stronger, anything like that. But my game was at a far more consistent level. I was far more across what being a good footy player looked like than what I was when I was in my mid-20s going through these slumps, right? And I say I wasn't faster, fitter, strong because I wasn't. I was aging, bro.
Father time.
You know what I mean? But what I did have was an understanding of this idea around, man, 80 minutes ain't going to define my week. You know, like, regardless of the result, regardless of the outcome, I'm still going to do the things I enjoy, still going to go to the park with my kids, still going to post on social media if I want to post on social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it allowed me to show up on the Monday and just attack whatever I needed to attack. So that is that was my opinion on it. Like, Reno, unreal, good stuff for showing up. Like, easy thing to do is to not show up.
Yeah.
You know, and I think there's a message there to current athletes, current NRL players, continue to do things that you enjoy doing.
That was very well said. I just, on the other side, and I don't, maybe didn't necessarily get this one right, but one thing, and I don't know Gorden Tallis, but one thing I like, and just, man, calling the spade a shovel, is that he kind of lives by the sword, but dies by the sword.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, like, I find that quite refreshing. Now, maybe he got this one wrong.
Yeah.
Or in his eyes, he probably didn't get it wrong, you know?
It's opinions,
Yeah,
right?
it's all opinions.
Yeah.
But,
I think the way he could have posed it differently would have been, in my day, I probably wouldn't have chosen to do the Fox appearance, and I probably didn't like Fox appearances. So, in my opinion, the optics for me just don't quite add up.
it's that, it's the wording. Language is so important.
It is, because now you got dudes, you know, like, should I do this? You've got blokes in the media that have an opinion on, oh man, should I be out doing something I enjoy?
Yeah.
You know, like, it's a ripple effect. It snowballs so fast. So yeah, it's just that's just my take on it. I just think,
No, well said.
yeah,
Well said.
Very well said.
All right,
you
that's
go.
us for a week, gentlemen.
That might be the biggest show we've logged.
Feels like we're at the majors, too.
solid, eh?
All right, the Masters, sorry.
Hey, enjoy your week though. Play
Monday.
on. Let's go see you at Mount Smart on Friday, team.
Let's do it.
Lamborghini.
Look at the speed! Shaun Johnson! It's over! Pass is intercepted at the goal line.
In your life have you seen anything like that?
Elliott hits it up into the grandstand, and New Zealand are in the World Cup final!
Play on, play on, play on.